So I'm joined today by Giorgio Delpiano, who is General Manager for Shell's B2B retail business for Western Europe. And he has 250 people working for him, and he has a turnover of over $10 billion in that part of that business. So welcome, Giorgio.
Thank you.
So Giorgio, one of the interesting things about customers is, and I know this is an initiative that you have personally sort of championed within Shell, is there's often a disconnect between customer strategy and what happens on the ground. Everyone likes to talk about strategy, but then, how does that get played out on the ground? And you've told us before about some of the initiatives where you are trying to bring people from your team onto the front line. Can you just explain a bit more about how that helps you and what type of insights that has generated for you?
Yeah. So we have in the retail business, globally actually, we are running this initiative, making sure that every colleague who is involved in the retail business has a participation and work day on site. And what we find out, it's amazing how much you learn by spending time on the site where the customers are, because that's where you really learn what they need, why they are buying fuel at our locations, at our premises, what they would like to find at our premises. And there is a richness and depth of information that you gain that you can never gain by staying in our office in Shell Center. So this mobilization of our organization, which is supported by our Executive Vice President, by the retail leadership team, is something which is really bringing all the colleagues closer to the customer and ultimately closer to the reason why we are going to work every day.
Good. So can you give an example of some insights that you found particularly useful that you gained from this initiative?
Yeah, so I was a couple of weeks ago at Berchem, Shell Berchem in Luxembourg, the largest service station in the world, and a lot of my customers buy fuel at Berchem in Luxembourg. And I was helping some of the drivers coming to refuel. And in the road transport, you need now to refuel diesel, but as well AdBlue, which is a separate product, which is bought in the same location, but has to be filled in a different tank.
Right.
And then you might say, this is very logical, and this should be tested forever and ever. It should be as smooth as possible. But talking with drivers, they actually indicated to me that the new technology of their own tanks require a different nozzle for filling AdBlue. And some of them are spending half an hour to fill up this product into their tanks.
Right.
And this is not something that anyone, I can tell you, in our office was talking about.
Right.
But if you spend there half an hour helping a customer to fill up this product into their tanks because they're changing technology, then you really understand, wow, this is something we have to fix.
Yes.
And then we contacted our network team, and guess what? There is now an improvement so that we can actually serve those customers, and they can change the nozzle of those products when they come to our site, so they actually can fill it up in the 2-3 minutes is what you would expect.
Yes.
So it's a simple.
And these type of insights you wouldn't have found out simply by doing surveys or sitting back in the office and trying to analyze data.
No, you can. We have a lot of data,
yes.
But the issue is that information is that something that is meaningful, and it's by observation, by involvement that you actually understand where are the opportunities. Yeah. Another example that happened at this site, I spoke with an Italian driver, so easy to communicate, and he was telling me he's traveling with his wife,
right?
And he really requires a safe space for park his truck. But he was sharing with me that the parking we have at that location is sometimes very busy. And many times the drivers that stay there might actually stay there overnight for 24 hours, which is not what you intuitively would expect.
Yes.
So we went to talk with some of these drivers while they're there, and then we are now coming up with a different way to organize the parking so that then the time in the parking is shorter, and we can afford to have more customers staying there and then enjoying the services on the site.
Yes.
Again, this is something that nobody would ever dream to ask.
Yes.
Why are you staying 24 hours or 48 hours?
Because this is ancillary to your product,
correct,
isn't it? But correct. It is all part of the customer experience.
Correct. And this is why some customers even buy fuel at that location, because in their mind they think that because they cannot park later on, then it's not convenient.
Right.
So this end-to-end understanding of the customer experience is not only at the point of transaction, but it's before and is after.
And after.
And obviously by being there, you can understand it, you can talk to customers, you can come up with a better alternative.
Okay, good. And this, of course, then begs the question, you are the general manager of a very large unit, a lot of people working for you, and then you having to go personally onto the front line, roll up your sleeves.
Sure.
You know, so what is the reaction from, you know, the people in your office that, you know, a general manager is spending time on the front line?
It's very positive. I can tell you, I mean, instinctively, everybody likes being involved in action.
Yes.
But sometimes, if you're a part of a big operation or a big company, you get detached to a point where actually that is not the natural thing.
Yes.
It's not how we do things here. But if how we do things here involve being involved into the front line, then you find colleagues very excited, spending a day there, and actually coming back and say, wow, you know, I wasn't aware that we designed this big marketing program, but nobody could actually explain it to a customer because, you know, it's 5 pages manual, and there are like 10 seconds. So there is a lot of insights that you learn, and the organization is, at least the retail organization that I'm part of, very positive about this change. And as we're actually getting a lot of fruits and a lot of recognition with between the people and the business, which is on the end what we want to achieve. Right?
Great, excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
so I'm
Raju.
here with Giorgio Delpiano, who is General Manager in Shell Retail. Thank you
so much.